Hello friends, Jake here, and this is Rave Vinyl Reminiscence, the channel where I share my passion for hardcore from around 91 to 95. Adding in some of my own memories, perhaps prompting a re-emergence to some of yours, and maybe even adding a few new ones along the way, and that's a true privilege to be able to do that with you. So far we've looked at particular DJs, particular labels, we've looked at tracks that are great to start a set with, and I really fancied doing another random selection for this episode. So I was rummaging through the boxes looking for some kind of inspiration, and I thought, I've got it. In this episode, we're going to be taking a look at a handful, if you want to be fussy about numbers, a couple of handfuls of some very tasty white labels. Welcome back everyone, here we are again. Hope you're all doing well. Beautiful day out there. I've been out for a walk with a mate of mine, had a bit of fresh air, and I'm ready for some music. Even got decorators in next door making quite a bit of noise, so see if I can compete with their power tools. Now as I said, been rummaging through the tunes again for this episode, and it reminded me actually, looking through, I realised that there's a couple of white labels I let go a number of years ago. Now I'll share this story with you. It's not an uncommon story, I'm sure. But going back about, I reckon, maybe 10 years ago now, I was at a stage in my life. The decks were long gone, tunes had been stashed away for many years. My musical life was all about guitar. And I thought, I'm never going to play them records again. They're taking up a lot of space. Maybe I should just sell them. Now, many people out there would have done this, and some of you might even regret it. Now, I'd literally been out of the whole game with DJing and my records for many, many years at that point, really. I wasn't even aware of Discogs. I hadn't looked at the value of records, what they were going for at the time or anything. So I just stuck an advert on Gumtree, just going like, box of records for sale, come and grab them. So to my surprise, not so surprising now, I got a phone call literally within hours of that advert going live, and two guys came along to have a look at the records. And it wasn't until they were actually there and I opened the garage up and then I was starting to pull these boxes out that I started to think twice about it. You know, something was like pulling at my heartstrings. Anyway, I sold these two guys a pretty substantial box of mostly 94 and 95 vinyl for the price that I'd advertised, which was £50. Now, having got banged back into my vinyl and now being very, very aware of how collectible they are and what they're worth, I often think back and just imagine what it must have been like for them two when they come along. How well they did to do the old poker face. £50? Okay. We've had a good week, haven't we? Because seriously, as I flicked through them, there was some very, very quality collectible tunes in there. Anyway, it happens, doesn't it? And genuinely, there's no regret on my side of it, honestly. The ones that I really had to have, I bought back at extremely inflated prices. But I often think about those two guys, and actually, honestly, I think about it with nothing but happiness for them. That must have been like the best day they've had for quite a while there. So if that was you, if you're out there, if you're listening, West Sussex, you picked up a box of absolutely killer tracks for 50 quid going back, fair play, mate. So let's get on. Got some really, really lovely tunes to play to you today. Some of these are white labels because they were only produced on white label. Some because that's what I could get hold of. And a couple that I actually chose to buy on white label rather than on a full release. I don't know why, just kind of liked it. So in this episode, we're going to be taking a look at 10 tracks from 9 releases covering the period from 1991 to 1994. Right, so we're going to kick straight off with 1991. And this is Carl Cox's Let the Bass Kick. This white label has a fairly kind of crude stamp on it, and if you can see it there, saying success and effect. On the flip side, this is a really interesting track actually. There's a basement fill track on this that I didn't actually even know was on there, and I listened to it last night and it's kind of like, it's really, really different. Maybe I'll feature it in a later episode. This track, loads and loads of samples from this used in a tune played in an earlier episode, in the Homegrown episode, which was DJ's Unknown Volume 2. We better hear loads of that in here. So let's kick straight off. This is how the tune opens up.
Let's do it. Dig this. Let's do it.
So then the tune smashes into this wicked rave stabby section, which, as I mentioned in the homegrown video, is taken from Landlord's I Like It. Awesome.
Let the bass kick. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let the bass kick. Let the bass kick. Let the bass kick.
About halfway through we have this nice hectic choppy section.
Let the bass kick.
So this is a wicked all-round 91 rave track. Loads of those rolling drum beats, returns back to those rave stabby sections quite a bit. But I did notice one bit. I'm going to play this section now. Some of you might be aware of this already, but it drops down like this in a moment, and then as those rave stabs come in after this breakdown, it's almost like there's an engineering fault on there, or something got missed ever so slightly to my ear. It sounds like as the rave stabs kick back in, someone's like missed it for a second. Oh, quickly to turn the volume up. So if anyone else has got a copy of that and you can confirm, or you already knew about that little glitch, let me know in the comments. Right, moving on to 1992, and here's a bit of vinyl that I now own, thanks to the Tune ID episodes that we run together. In the very first episode, I added a tune in there that I've been trying to find from a Stearns mixtape for a long time. If we manage to pull up some real crackers on that, then I'll go and buy the vinyl and I'll add that to a review in the future. So, this was a positive ID for me, thanks to you gurus out there. Tronik House, Straight Outta Hell, but it's returning back to someone who featured in the first track in the last episode, and that is Simon Bassline Smith. So this is his remix of Straight Outta Hell. This tune is such a sound of this era for me. Like I said, it was on this mixtape, loved it, never knew what it was, brings back so much for me. Such a quality atmospheric sound, and then as I often say, as a DJ, towards the end a lovely clean drum section for mixing out. Okay, staying with 1992. Quality happy hardcore at its best. Get ready for some big grins. That's Space Selectives, the Expansions EP, and that tune is Blowout Part 2, as you saw. Such an uplifting tune. It's one of them tracks where like literally the whole atmosphere of the club raises with the arms. The tune quickly drops down into this next section and then starts to drive forwards again. It's just got that lovely, happy, bobbing feel to it. help but smile to this tune. I love the way that happy vibe stays right till the very end. This last little section I want to play, like it just drops back a little bit into an even more stripped down part, and then that happy buzz starts to plod along again. Very nice. Right, before I play this next tune, do you remember this from the Reinforced episode?
Just close your eyes and dream with me. You'll hear the sound of music.
So that was the Gonna Be Alright remix on Return of Nuki, and this is the original. So this is Cloud9 Volume 2 Back to Detroit EP, white label with just a stamp on it, and so this is the original track Gonna Be Alright. Starts off with like a simple kind of beat lead in, and then we have a rewind and then straight into this very recognisable piano. So the original doesn't have the Sound of Music vocals like it does on the remix, but it does feature the actual vocals that this tune was originally named after, which are from Sharada. Halfway through we've got this really distinctive, lovely open section and this beautiful rolling drum beat.
Now hear it. Dance with me, dance with me, dance with me. Don't ask me to change my
Before we leave the tune, I'm just going to play one more clip of that lovely piano and those rolling drums for no reason other than just to pay homage to all those good times, looking around at all those smiles and the...
Gonna be alright. Gonna be alright. Gonna be alright. Gonna be alright.
Thanks to everyone who bobbed along to that with me back in the day. Okay, next. Now, not working on any particular order of years here, by the way, but this is 1993, and this is a very collectible bit of vinyl now. This is the Unaware EP, and the track I'm going to play is Slam's Looking Into the Light. Some quite distinguishing features here for this, to better tell. It's got a white label on one side, pink on the other. There's also, on the sleeve, as you lift it out, there's a sticker on here with Unaware EP, the tracks and a contact phone number. The Slam tune is on the white side, and this is it's an uplifting, happy but incredibly powerful track. Right from the start there's a lovely build up in power as we move forwards. Such a quality tune to mix in, that is, because every new loop of the bars, it just builds more and more in power until we hit this piercing piano break. And this has just got like angelic clarity to it. And then as them drums kick in with massive power, it's like literally pulls you up on the dance floor like you're a puppet on strings. So there's like 3 distinctly different sections in this tune, all of which are quality. The first was that piano break there, and now next it drops down into this. And then we've got this section with this twitchy, glitchy, stroby effect that I love, which, thank you again in the comments. I think it was gate, someone told me. I'm learning slowly, but this is awesome. So that's Slam on the Unaware EP. Awesome bit of vinyl. Okay, now this is 1994 and this is Bush Brothers. Both sides of this I'm going to play because both sides are great. White label, just with a stamping on it. This actually, they've stamped the wrong side on this, so it tells you the tracks are the wrong way round, which I'm glad I didn't make a mistake like I did in the last video. And so we've got So Afraid and Ooh Allright. I'm going to play Ooh Allright to start off with. Talk about tunes that are straight out of the gate, high powered. The track then smashes into this piano break, which is very vintagey sounding. It's kind of slightly distanced and almost kind of like it's got like a vintage jazz cafe kind of sound to it. And then towards the back end, before the final run to mix out of this, it breaks down again to that sound from the beginning, which is kind of like quite piercing right into your brain. So on the flip side, we've got So Afraid, another great rave track. Very, very adrenaline fueled, smashes straight into this piano here with a vocal on it that I'm pretty certain is a sped up sample from a Royal House tune, Can You Party, which is like an acid house tune from when I was really young. Like loads of memories from that, I forgot it even existed.
So afraid, so afraid.
track switches up a little bit but continues to plough forwards with this happy momentum. And then, very much in line with the acid feel to the track I think that sample was taken from, the tune switches up into this mind warping section. Made next door's drilling sound chilled that bit. Right, we're gonna jump back now to 1992, and this, I love this record so much. Very, very treasured. This is one of them tunes where, like, the idea that there might be someone out there who's not heard this before, and this is gonna be the first time you've heard it, is just so lovely. Many of you will know this. Some of you might have heard it but not know what it is. How many ways can I introduce this tune? Right, this is the Anthill Mob. Loads of stuff to come from the Anthill Mob in future episodes because there's some absolute blinders. But this is Penelope's theme. What a beautiful tune, man. I'm just going to play some of it. My copy's just literally got Anthill Mob written in biro. This is amazing. Listen to this bit, right? This to me is just the sound of love. This is another one of them tracks with like distinctly different sections that all of them are just quality, man. Like, listen to this.
And I'm just getting warm. And I'm just getting warm. And I'm just getting warm.
Now with a classy contrast from that beautiful sense of elation, the tune like tears open into another dimension. Like, imagine this on a big system. As that tension builds and builds and builds and builds coming out of that, and then suddenly it just breaks back into that piano. Like I said, absolutely love that tune. I've got 2 copies of that, literally just in case one ever gets damaged. Like, I can't live without it. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so now 2001 repress this is. It's a remix of a tune that will definitely feature in a later episode because it's an absolute banger. This is Wishdokta's remix of Obsession. Now I've got the original press as well from 1993. It's got Free and Easy on the other side, which is also a colossal tune that will feature in a future episode. But as you can see from what's written there, this Wishdokta remix is called the only remix because music's so wonderful. So like the original, this tune is immense. Time to turn it up, people, right? We're going to rattle that fresh plaster off next door. This track's absolutely brutal. Listen now as it layers up and just ploughs forwards. As the tune opens up now, it just keeps smashing you with these stabs alongside the drums. And then I love the way it just kind of pauses, does these big bass drums, and then bang! Now it'd be impossible to actually nail down what I prefer out of this and the original. Okay, the original is epic and a classic and so powerful. But this one does have a little breakdown section that's really musical and beautiful actually, that is kind of not featured in the original. And that's the thing that separates this. Doesn't mean it's better, it just makes it very distinctly different. It's a lovely, lovely section, this. That's the way you tear the place up. Original 93 press in there. Okay, well that brings us almost to the end of our journey once again. And as always, I've saved a track to play out with. And it's a very special one. This is on a 10-inch. It's very, very rare. It's really hard to get hold of. I feel privileged to be the temporary custodian of this lovely bit of vinyl. And I do mean that. No one really owns anything physical, do we? Hopefully we look after it to be passed on to people in the future. This is an incredible track. Starts out with like a jungly ambient scene at the beginning. Builds beautifully. It's so classy. This is Ellis and DJ Swan-E. The title of this track is unknown, but there is some sort of speculation that it's called Hear Me, and that's really because of the sample used in it. Some of you, again, this will be the first time you've heard it, in which case it's a true pleasure to share it with you. Others of you will have heard it before, but it's an amazing tune and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you for being with me once again and coming on this journey of this music that I adore, and for listening while I share some of my feelings and some of my memories. So whatever's happening for you out there, whatever's going on in your life, I'm wishing you all the best. Love each other, be kind, and tune back in soon when we share some more of this amazing music. Take care.